Welcome back, everybody. I hope you all benefited from the breakout sessions and learned something new today. You know, a matter of fact, if you want to drop a comment in the chat with the most important tip that you've learned so that we can share the knowledge and the wealth and all support each other here today, that would be amazing. So if there is something you're like, "Ooh, this is what I'm taking away today so far," please drop that in the chat. All right. Well, did you know that while Dallas Habitat does build and sell homes, you don't have to buy a Habitat home if you complete the program. You can actually use these tools and skills to buy a home on the open market as well. In fact, Habitat works with partner realtors that help qualified buyers find the home that best meets their needs. So we wanted to invite one of their fabulous partner realtors, Candice Rucker, to join us so you can ask anything. Yes, it's time for another Ask Anything session. And this is all about shopping for a home. Candice Rucker epitomizes integrity, energy, hard work, and creative service in every detail of your real estate transaction. With her love for people and her passion for real estate, she finds great joy in assisting clients on their home purchasing journey right here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Candice has worked in many aspects of the industry, representing sellers, buyers, and investors in all phases of the residential market. Working with Dallas Habitat for over 5 years, she's enjoyed giving back to her community and feels like it's her life's purpose to serve others through real estate. So, all right, now's the time. Everybody, drop your questions about shopping for a home in today's housing market in the chat. We'll try to get to as many as possible because we are limited on time. But welcome, Candice Rucker. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Lady J, for having me. I'm so excited to be a part of this Home Buyers Fair. It's always a pleasure to come on each and every year to serve in this capacity.
Absolutely. Well, let's back up before we really dig deep into it and tell us a little bit about yourself and what your role is as a real estate agent.
Yes, I've been in the industry a little over 5 years, almost 6 years actually, and I operate as a real estate broker. So I'm a licensed broker and I own and operate my own company, a property management company by the name of Rucker Property Management Group, where we specialize in maximizing clients' investments through helping them buy and scale their investment properties with the management side as well. So I do work in all facets as far as helping buyers to buy and also sellers to sell, but also that investor piece, which is key for anybody to build their wealth portfolio, which is something that we're really passionate about.
I love that. So one-stop shop. Miss Candice, you do it all, huh?
Yeah, got to.
I love that. Okay, so we've all been hearing this whole thing about the housing market is on fire. The housing market is on fire. If you're a first-time home buyer, is now a good time to start shopping for a home? Is that for the home buyers or is that for the sellers?
I definitely would say it's a seller's market. And I also would say that it's always a great time to buy because ownership, 100% ownership is key. And that's what I stand on and live by. Now, the key is understanding the type of market that we're in. Okay. So the market is different. We've experienced historically low interest rates for buyers, which has created this buyer's frenzy, meaning that it's more buyers that want to buy a house than there are sellers, unfortunately. And there's a few different factors that can contribute to that. We see that people are on forbearance right now. There's a lot of rent moratoriums that have been enacted that have allowed people to stay in homes without potentially paying. And that's also shrinking the inventory that's available. And then we've seen a huge price appreciation. We're seeing people getting priced out the market because homes have increased so much in value that we're starting to see a huge gap in affordability. So I know you probably have friends or family members that have, or even yourself personally, just looking at the internet and the market and seeing the FOMO, which is fear of missing out, where people are paying ridiculously amounts of money over the asking price to make sure that they secure a property and they don't miss out. So I would say it's a great time to buy, but you also have to realize, I look at it as times and season. Is this the time and the season for you to be buying a house? Because you have to be a certain type of buyer in this market to realize that home ownership goal.
Which is there's a comment in the chat that's from Marion Willis that says, I hear the housing market is very competitive right now, which is pretty much right along the lines of what you were mentioning. Well, let's talk about those considerations when it comes to buying a home. What are the most important considerations to keep in mind right now?
So I would definitely say I'm personally experiencing this with my buyers,
Mhm.
that we are offering above asking. So not only are you as the buyer responsible for closing costs and your down payment, but they're also requiring us in the most cases to bid over that asking price. So to have savings, to have money, some skin in the game, some true skin in the game, that's going to be important. We're also seeing different creative ways to get our offers accepted, not only by offering over asking price, but people are actually waiving inspection contingencies. People are waiving appraisal contingencies, which for a first time buyer, that's a scary position to be in. And for a realtor representing that buyer, we really have to educate our clients on the risk factors that are involved when you relinquish your ability to do an inspection, or you relinquish your ability to pull out of a contract if it doesn't appraise for what you've offered the price.
So let's talk about that. You brought up a very good point about, there are a lot of buyers right now opting out of home inspections. Why is that so risky?
Because when you buy a home, especially a pre-owned home, a
Yeah.
resale home, there's costly items that you will be responsible if they go wrong. It's not like renting anymore. You actually are a homeowner, which means you are responsible for everything within that house. You can't call anybody. So inspection typically checks for the 5 top most costly items, which would be your HVAC system, your plumbing, your electrical, your roofing, and your foundation. Because Texas is known for very shifting foundation and having a lot of homes with foundation issues, which can actually impact your plumbing.
Sure. Yeah, I live in one right now, but we're not even, this isn't about me.
And
Okay.
I see you thinking over there
Yeah,
like,
you look, this is what I tell everybody. Like every time I host one of these, I learned so much information as well that sometimes I kick myself and I'm like, I should have gone through the Habitat program to be
yeah.
a little bit more knowledgeable. That was one thing earlier you mentioned too, as far as important considerations, is having some skin in the game, having some savings. I do want to say this. Everything that she's mentioning, you guys, that's why Dallas Habitat is so important, because they are going to get you to that point, right? So it's not about, I don't want you to sit at home and say, well, I'm out. No, you're absolutely not. This is why this program is in place, so that they can get you set up and get you ready and get you saving so that you can buy your first home. So let's talk about some of the resources. So what sort of resources exist to keep home ownership affordable for buyers?
Mhm. And you know what? I love Dallas Habitat. And I've been working with them for over 5 years. They were like
Mhm.
my first point of contact when I actually got into the business. And the reason why I love Habitat, because they understand that we have a huge affordability issue. So they have products, they have homes that are, one, new construction. So how we mentioned about the whole inspection period, that's a lighter burden for you because you're buying a brand new home and it typically comes with warranty. So you don't have to worry about those different issues that come up when you buy a resale home.
Mhm.
Also, you don't have to worry about competing. On the open market, you're typically going to be competing. We say our average about 10 other buyers want that same house that you want. But
Hmm.
when you go through Habitat, you're not competing with other buyers, which does not drive that price of that property up. Also, I love the D&H lending. They have a great lending product with Dallas Habitat, which has 0% interest. They help you with closing costs. And another good thing about Dallas Habitat, you can combine down payment assistance programs. So it's not like you can only pick one, you can't have the other. No, they allow you to combine those products if it's available, because they understand they want you to have a lower payment. They understand that there's a huge disparity and a huge gap in wealth when it comes to home ownership. So Dallas Habitat is extremely excellent. I think they've mastered that niche market of offering affordable homes and making sure that they have those different tools that are available to you to take advantage and maximize and realize the dream of home ownership.
I love it. Got to take one more question from our chat. This is from Mrs. M, and it says, Miss M, it says, what are the pros and cons of buying a foreclosure home?
So typically when you buy a foreclosure home, you have to be careful a lot of times traditional financing, if that home has some sort of issue, you're not going to typically be able to ask for repairs. And most buyers are FHA, which means that with FHA financing, they require that that house pretty much be move-in ready before they will approve you. So you have to assume the liability and the risk of potentially purchasing a home that's going to need work, or there may be some unforeseen or hidden issues, underlying issues that you're not aware of. So yes, you can find a foreclosure home. It's not common right now because I mentioned the forbearance. A lot of people are on mortgage forbearance, which means that they've been a protected class and they don't risk foreclosing on their home. So we actually have seen foreclosures at an all-time low due to that. So I would definitely say it's great if you know what you're doing. You have someone that is actually a general contractor that can go in there and help you to further assess the condition of that home, but also be aware that in this market, because there's so many buyers right now, I feel that those homes will get pretty much sucked up from the huge demand right now that's on the market.
Candice, I told you time was going to fly by fast. We are already out of time. Can you believe it? But I'm going to tell you the beautiful thing about you. And somebody even commented this. Candice Jones says, no, I'm sorry. Where is it? Trenda says, this is very eye-opening information. Thank you, Candice. I feel your passion and love and your wisdom in this area. You guys, this is why, look, people think Dallas Habitat, they do not play, and the experts they choose are passionate about the community and making sure that people get what is best for them and their family. And so, yes, Candice is one of those realtors that is partnered with Dallas Habitat. So if you go through the Dallas Habitat program and you're looking for a realtor to work with, Candice is one of those options. So we thank you so much for joining us today. Yes, that's it, Candice. We are out of time.
I feel like I got so much more to say.
I know you do. I know you do. And that's the beautiful thing. So you guys, when you link up with Dallas Habitat, you'll be able to ask her anything because as you see, she knows these answers and she knows this market. So Candice, thank you so much for joining us today.
No, thank you, Lady Jade. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. And I hope to see you next time. Okay.
Absolutely. Have a great one. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. How are you guys feeling? Did you learn anything? Are y'all ready to start this journey now? Look, we're over halfway through. Can y'all believe that? We're literally halfway through the day already. We have some more incredible information coming up. But first, as you all know, we're going to give away 2 more $100 at-home gift cards thanks to At Home. And as you know, the winners are randomly selected. So let's see who it's going to be. The raffle winner for the $100 at-home gift card is... Oh, okay. Dulce Jimenez. Congratulations. Boy, you are going to be able to buy you some amazing things right there at Home. $100 gift card is for you. We have another $100 at home gift card. Now let's see the winner. Bobby Sparks. Congratulations, Bobby Sparks, on that $100 at home gift card. You guys, our next breakout sessions will start momentarily, and you'll get a chance to choose between credit considerations for home buyers or our down payment assistance panel. Okay. So make sure you stick around after your breakout sessions because the Dallas Habitat team will discuss their amazing program. Do y'all remember earlier when our first time home buyer Bree mentioned Aretha and Porfirio? Yeah. Shh. Don't tell anybody I told you, but they're going to be joining us after the breakout session. Okay. Followed by our virtual exhibitor hall where you'll actually have the chance to meet our experts face to face. So a lot more greatness going on. Go ahead and go into your breakout sessions. I will see you guys in just a little bit. All right.